But how do we actually break it down? Before your long runs, we need to make sure that our lower body directed volume in the squat pattern, the hinge pattern, and the single leg patterns are pulled back a little bit. So we don't have that cumulative fatigue in the system before your long run. So that is more an upper body directed session with higher intensities for lower body work, but not a whole lot of volume because we're going to get that volume in on your long run. And before your high intensity run sessions, that's where we can bring up our volumes a little bit on those squat, hinge, lunge patterns at the lower body and have more of an equalized full body session that happens between the upper and lower body. And then that third session is really a blend between both. You have a little bit more of the ability to kind of be halfway in between. Push all your foundational movement patterns, push them for strength and most likely mobility, and you just get this really well-rounded base approach. So really one session is pushing intensity high at upper body and volume low at lower body, and then you flip that, and then you have one session that's right in between. And that would be like the usual 3-day per week session that we would do with a full body emphasis with our runners that are running 4 days per week.
When you say volume low for lower body, but do you still mean intensity high in terms of percentages of strength, for example? Like when some people might hear, low volume, lower body, and they do it, and it's like a 4 or 5 out of 10 effort, that kind of thing, because John said lower volume in this, but I find like runners have a different interpretation of what that means. Am I right in saying that you might just do 1 or 2 sets? They're still going to be difficult, but because the volume's not there, they're not going to be taxing when it comes to the running session later.
Correct. So, the things that you're looking at with any sort of training program, whether it be sport specific or general fitness, is that you're managing frequency, how many times per week, you're managing the overall volume, which is like, simply put, how many hard working sets are you doing? And then you're managing intensity. It's not percentage based intensity. It's like, man, how hard was that set? Like, did it tax me? And did it get a neurological and a mechanical fatigue factor in it? And then when we're talking about lower volume, really, that's anywhere from like 4 to 6 working sets, and that is it. We're not doing 25 working sets and then going out for a run the next day. That's just insane. But we need to be going a little bit as a long way. But volume and intensity, they go up and down on a toggle switch. As one goes down, the other one needs to go up in terms of us getting an overall training effect that can actually stimulate and get us better and have us moving forward in terms of our performance. So thinking about it like that a little bit more simply, these are going to be short and sweet sessions. They're going to be high amount of quality because movement quality absolutely matters the most. We're going to be putting a lot of effort in, but we're going to be holding the reins on the garbage volume. We're also going to be holding the reins on just the overall cumulative fatigue because we're going to get that naturally with our sport specific running.
When it comes to one of the things you're known for on Instagram is that on the wall in the background, squat, hinge, lunge, push, pull, carry. When it comes to your runners and triathletes, and I know it's like a general kind of person, that a runner that's not in the gym that much knows that they need help with gym work. Do you have a go-to exercise for those kind of 6 that would usually 78% of the time be for that runner?
Yeah. Goblet squats for the squat pattern. If you can go heels elevate, full range of motion goblet squats, those are going to be amazing for runners because it gets you into positions that you never are in with the gait cycle. For the hinge, we want to stretch the hamstrings. We want to activate the glutes. We want a hard isometric at the lower back. The best possible way to do that is with Romanian deadlift variations. It doesn't always have to be a barbell. I'm a huge fan of kettlebells and dumbbells for that because it seems to be a little bit more spine sparing compared to the barbell. For the single leg work, it doesn't have to be super sexy. Basic ass split squats work extraordinarily well. And if we want to get a little bit more fancy, being able to go through full range of motion with elevation at the front and the back foot to be able to have full knee flexion, full hip flexion with that split squat. Upper body directed work is going to be a lot of push-ups to be able to have scapular recruitment and scapular dynamic stability, and a lot of row-based patterns and horizontal pulls, including face pulls, single arm rows, inverted rows, and really anything to be able to get more volume on the back side of the body than front side of the body. And then we need a little bit of decompression. So if the runners have the relative strength to go up and start knocking out things like pull-ups, I like neutral grip pull-ups, and I like chin-up based variations there because we get a lot of full body strength recruitment. We have a lot of core recruitment there, and it's also a relative strength test, meaning that body comp really does matter, and it's going to really be more of a victory route for runners that are most likely more lean than a vast majority of the people out there.